Why does Windows still use drive letters? You know, C, D, E. Every other modern operating system just uses normal folder names. Your Mac doesn't have a C drive, your phone doesn't have drive letters. So why does Windows? Well, it goes back to 1980, before Windows even existed. Back then, Microsoft was working on MS-DOS for the IBM PC, which had something pretty revolutionary: floppy disk drives. The original IBM PC could have up to 2 floppy drives, and IBM needed a simple way to tell them apart. So they just used letters. The first drive was A, and the second was B. That's it, just A and B. But then hard drives came along. These were permanent storage devices inside your computer, and they needed their own letter. Microsoft couldn't use A or B. Those were the floppy drives. So the hard drive became C. That's why your main drive is always C. It's literally just the third letter. This made sense in 1981. 2 floppy drives, 1 hard drive, 3 drives, 3 letters. But then people started adding more hardware: CD-ROM drives, external drives, USB drives, and every single one got a letter. Before long, you could have drives all the way to Z. That's 26 drives total, the entire alphabet. Now here's the thing, Microsoft knew this was outdated. Unix systems just mounted drives as folders. No letters needed, more flexible, more logical, no 26 drive limit. But Microsoft had a problem. They'd built MS-DOS around drive letters. Every program assumed drives had letters. Changing it would break all that old software. So when Windows came around, Microsoft kept drive letters for backward compatibility, and at the time that made sense. But here's what's interesting. Windows has actually supported mounting drives as folders since Windows 2000. That's 25 years ago. Let me show you. In disk management, I can take any drive and mount it as a folder instead of giving it a letter. In this case, I am using a virtual hard drive, but it is the same as using any other hard drive. I could mount it as C/storage, and it would work like any other folder. No drive letter needed. So why doesn't Windows do this by default? Because even today, programs assume your main drive is C. They're hard-coded to look for program files or windows. Change that, and things break. Microsoft is basically stuck. They can't remove drive letters without breaking decades of software. And they can't force everyone to use mount points because most users don't even know they exist. There's also user expectations. Imagine if Microsoft suddenly released Windows with no drive letters. Users would be confused. Tech support would be overwhelmed. It would be chaos. So Microsoft just keeps maintaining this 40-year-old system. And here's the frustrating part. This only affects Windows. Linux doesn't use drive letters. Mac OS doesn't. Mobile operating systems don't. It's literally just Windows. So we're still using C, D, E because changing it would break too much stuff and confuse too many people. Sometimes the past just refuses to let go. And in Windows' case, that past is a pair of floppy disk drives from 1981.